Hello! So it's been a while since I played Planetside. When I say a while, I mean it was that long that I couldn't remember even the email that I used to actually recover my account out of Planetside. So yeah, it's been a long time to get back into it. But I just thought I saw it through one of the screenshots or something like that on Steam, and I saw there was an event or something going on. I thought, go and get a gun, see what the game's like, see if it's still alive, see if it's still got population. I mean, one of the things that a lot of people didn't really get when Planetside came out is they was trying to do so many things. It was just so ambitious. And because it was so ambitious to try and get thousands and thousands of people to try and play together, it was really painful for your PC. Unless you had the sort of top of the line model of the latest graphic cards and everything like that, I mean, it was just really painful. Now it's a little bit better. Obviously, they've done things. They've added DX11. That's something they should have added, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was. But still, it's good to see that they're still sort of keeping up with it. I mean, population-wise, it's fairly small, but not that small that you will not be able to find a bit of action. If you look into just get into a fight and have a bit of fun and enjoy and sort of remember what the game was years ago, then you're not going to be struggling. You'll definitely find a continent with plenty of people playing. Now, you're not going to have the same numbers that you had back in previous years when Planetside was a bit more of a thing than what it is now. I mean, like I said earlier, it was just too ambitious, and that's why a lot of people sort of got deterred. It never really got as big as, I don't know, let's say Call of Duty, Battlefield, that sort of thing. It was trying to do something that a lot of us wanted, and we still do. I think in the end it came down to the resources that they had. Obviously, a free-to-play game, it's not going to rival a AAA title. Well, it wasn't back in those days, but it achieved sort of wonders for what it was, and they had a decent, healthy population playing it, and it was still a decent game today. I mean, I'm still sort of wondering how is this still alive, because with that sort of population, I'm guessing the cosmetics and the memberships and that sort of things, they're still keeping them alive. Maybe they've got like a shadow crew of devs still working on the game. Probably not that many. They would have moved on to something else. You'd probably think Planetside 3, maybe that's a thing. Who knows? Maybe they'll actually make that. Planetside or Planetside 1, whatever you want to call it, did come out in, what was it, 2003, 4? And then you had Planetside 2, which is, I mean, I think it's October or November when it's 7 years, so it's about 6.5 now. I think that's good enough time for them to actually start thinking if they're ever going to do a Planetside 3. I think they could. At this stage, you know, technology and everything's been evolving rapidly. I think Planetside 3 could be what Planetside 2 should have been, if that makes any sense. But they could iron out all the sort of little things that they had in the beginning. You know, a lot of people didn't really understand the game. Everyone wanted to be sort of a jack of all trades. You played infiltrated a little bit, then you moved to the heavy, then you're a medic, then you're a sort of this and that, and engineers, and you had light assault. And then you never really got enough done to unlock things, and everybody felt like it was too grindy for them. And I think that was sort of the biggest mistake they ever did, is not giving you enough incentive to sort of keep going back and playing the game. But you didn't, because you didn't really understand it too well. And I think that's what put a lot of people off. And it never really got to the point where, like I said, it was as big as some of the competitors out there. I mean, there are free-to-play games out there that have done wonders. If they're doing even better than actual paid games. I mean, look at Warframe. There's just so many that I can probably think of right now what they've done. But it took them years to achieve that goal, and it took them a long time to get there. But all in all, fingers crossed, you never know. We might actually get a Planetside 3 if that's going to be a thing. Who knows if Daybreak is still going to do something, or SOE, or whoever's in charge these days. I know they tend to close stuff down a lot. I mean, I know they closed the H1Z1 survival thing. That didn't really make them any money. They talked about it being something. They didn't really do anything with it. It was mostly sort of bullshit. People just ignored it, and then they got sort of pissed off when they said, well, we're going to split these games into two, and it was a whole thing which we're not going to go into right now. So if you were thinking that you might want to go back to Planetside, or you've forgotten that you even had this installed at one point or another, yes, if you do go back, you are able to play. You're not going to struggle to find people to actually play. It will run a lot smoother, performance improved a lot. You will still have the odd dip here and there. I still get them, but I do have sort of an old processor myself with an i7-3770K. So you're still able to find places to go, things to do and a bit of trolling to be had, because obviously what's a game without a bit of troll? I mean, that Max is just sitting there just asking for it. I think he was baiting me, trying to see me pop my head out and just shoot me in the eye. And I think we need to sort of sneak up behind him and just put a bit of C4 on him and just teabag him, because that's the way it is. And I think, apart from seeing the little screenshot or whatever it was, the event on Steam, for me what it was, I needed to get somebody salty. Just to see if somebody can still get salty all these years. And this is my victim right here. Sneaky bastard versus sneaky bastard. That's just the best way to do it. And then you just gotta wait for it, and then the lovely comments will come through. Fuck you, homo. Zero skill SMG homo. Fuck you, man. Oh boy, that's it, I'm done. So, mission accomplished, boys.